folks, we're going to be installing the back wall of the nesting boxes. So I'll come up here about 2 feet and build the nesting boxes and then continue up the rest of the way at the wall. I'm just going to build this up, see how it looks. So what I'm working on is the sill here. I'll put a pressure treated sill plate down. I'll put some building paper in between the concrete and the sill, even though this is a ground contact sill here that I'm going to putting in. I'll still put a little bit of building paper underneath that. And then I'll come up with some studs in the center here. I got to cut some more of those. And I'll assemble all of that in here, and then I'll put it all in one piece. So there we go. Now I know you're all saying that, well, maybe some of you are saying that I'm probably overbuilding this thing, and well, yeah, I am. But I like things to be sturdy, and I like things to last for years to come, so I don't mind buying an extra 2x4 or extra 2x6 to make it just a little bit more stout. And so I think in the end it'll be a pretty nice project that'll last a long time. So here we go, we're going to drive the nails. Put some 30-pound felt paper on the bottom here. This is going to be the bottom. Hey folks, now we're in the shop here. We're going to make the nesting boxes for the chickens, and I'm working with some 3/4 inch plywood. I'm going to make the boxes 16 inches deep and 12 inches high, and they're going to be able to accommodate some paint pans. So I got been looking on the internet, been doing some thinking and more thinking and engineering and thinking some more, and I've decided to go ahead and use 1/2 inch plywood for the dividers. And so what I'm going to have to do is change my dado blade to 1/2 inch. So I've got this dado head over here on my radial arm saw. I got to change that out to 1/2 of an inch. So just go ahead, and I got that loosened up right there. So with this particular dado head, you have to offset each one of these shims here to the teeth, and likewise on the other side, in order to get that to travel correctly. And it looks like I've lost a tooth or two on that thing. I wonder how that happened. Anyway, it'll cut fine. Normally you wouldn't use that type of a blade on plywood, but If I'm nice and gentle about it and take some easy cuts, I think I'll be fine. Like I say, this is going to be the bird boxes. You'll never see the inside of this thing, so we're not building a cabinet. Well, there's a ½ inch exactly. Make a end cut right in here to accommodate a ½ inch divider and keep on working back this way, 12 inches at a time. And I'll flip this around because this doesn't cut quite 16 inches, so I'm going to have to turn this whole thing around and then cut from the other side when I get done cutting all the release on this side. Somebody are probably wondering why I'm measuring every single one of these out. Several reasons for that. Number one, material's expensive, so I always try to double, triple my square and my measurements so that I don't make a mistake. If I measure out each one of these out 12 inches, then I'm assured that I didn't mess up one of my measurements back here on the previous cuts. So I got 6 of these to go, or 6 of these to cut, and I don't want to mess up each one of these. I don't want to mess up any one of these cuts. So another thing is when I put the straight edge on there, and I scribe a straight line on here, and you know, let's say that there's a piece of a little piece of chunk of wood or something like that that gets stuck up next to the fence and I don't realize it, it's going to run this thing out of square. So by scribing a line on there, taking a little bit extra time and putting a line on there for insurance that I'm not going to mess up this 3/4 piece of plywood. Yeah, they're expensive. Okay, now I got to cut these off, and I got to thinking about finishing out these cuts. I don't know that I'm going to have to do that with the idea that I have with these paint tray ideas. I'm going to put paint trays in each one of these bottoms here, and what will happen with that? The paint trays will, you know, cause the eggs to roll backwards, and I'm going to have like a 6-inch. 6-inch reservoir of sorts in here, and the dividers will be going to be right here, so I might not have to cut these out. I got to do a little more thinking and engineering here. Should have done a little more drawn on paper before I got carried away, but it'll all work out in the end, I'm sure. So now we're working on the dividers for the chicken laying boxes. So what I got going on here is I have the dividers already cut out. Cut those out on the table saw. They're 16 by 12 and 3/4. 12 and 3/8. That's right. I'm going to cut a notch out on these things. So the notch is going to be 4 or 3 3/4 by 8. And so what's going to happen, I'm going to cut those out on the bandsaw, and I'm going to go ahead and cut all of these out the same, and I got 6 of them to cut out, 7 of them. I need to make one more, and I need to notch those out to where I can put a access board on the back of these things. You'll understand what I'm talking about when I get it done. And so we'll move over to the bandsaw. Now I'll trace the rest of them out to that dimension right there. Or staples that I may have let go stray here. So I'll check out the box, make sure there's no pointy nails for the girls to get hooked on. Staples are just to hold it in place so the glue will dry. The glue is what really holds it in place. This will all be nailed into the wall, into the studs. Access all your chicken egg collecting from outside. That'll keep things weathered in, keep warm, and remove that and clean it out. We'll see how that works. This little piece of flashing here, that'll keep the water dripping over the edge of this and over top of the door that I'm going to put on the egg collection area, and so this will keep the weather out. All the siding is up on the east side. And on the north side, so now I gotta build doors and covers for all this in here. Let's see, got the angle right? Yeah. And so I gotta build a little drawer or a little door that lifts up here. That's for egg collection. That's gotta be 3 1/4 by 75 1/2. Everybody on the farm has these kind of latches, right? So we open those up, drop that door down. This is supposed to be down. It's this little board here. And so you can lift that up. You can access your eggs out of the nests. Now if the birds, of course, aren't in there, you can pull that out and access the eggs. And also, the idea is to be able to take these things out and clean them out. Try to keep this as sanitary as possible, so I need to pick up some more paint trays. Again, we might just use natural things like grass and different things for nesting in there. Straw, hay, whatever. So yeah, all the nesting boxes are accessible through this little door here. That just drops down. And then this little door here lifts up. Well, I hope that kind of helps folks if they're thinking about designing their own chicken coop. That's just kind of what I did. Nothing's new under the sun. There's some things that I've borrowed from folks that are out there in YouTube land, a university YouTube, and some of these things I've come up with on my own, morphed into, well, what you see here. And so I'm going to go ahead and start working on a watering system, a rain and catchment system, to help keep these chickens watered. I know chickens take a lot of water, so I got a 55-gallon drum that I'm going to use to catch the water. So thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, share if you like what you're seeing, and we appreciate your comments, and we appreciate your support. Thanks.